Hey, welcome back. Welcome in. For those of you that have been here before, stick around. For those of you that are new, hi. I'm glad you're here. If you want to skip ahead, timestamps are in the description. Tonight, I'm going to do something a little different, and this will probably post late, maybe even after midnight, depending on how long it takes to upload. The connection has been I got to work on that. But tonight I'm going to do something a little different. I woke up this morning with something heavy on my brain. It's been heavy on my brain for days. It's heavier even today. And I want to talk about, in the reading, for a very specific set of you that are dealing with something very specific. And I want to talk about the difference between letting go and walking away. And I'll get into this more in a second. And this is going to be a little bit of astrology and a little bit of talking and a lot of bit of cards. Kind of, sort of, always is. But I definitely want to talk about the difference between letting go and walking away. They can look exactly the same from the outside, right? But they feel completely different on the inside. Letting go is, or could be thought of as staying present while releasing the outcome. It's considered a healthy way of walking forward on your path and your journey in life. Walking away is leaving physically. One being like surrender and one being a decision. I think the cards tonight are going to speak to wherever you are in that. That's the goal. But before we get into the cards, I do want to talk a little bit about what's happening in the universe right now with the astrology specifically. Because for me, the astrology is steering this tonight. Was steering it when I woke up this morning, was steering it a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 6 months ago, before we even entered into 2026. Definitely steering everything that comes out tonight. And if I get a little emotional, which I kind of am, forgive me. This is heavy. And so whoever this message is for, I hope that somehow you find comfort in what we talk about. But anyway, we just came through one of the most intense astrological weeks of 2026. It's still intense. We had Mercury, Mars, and Saturn all stacking up in Aries, right? And just pressure, discipline, friction. We had Venus and Uranus meet at the very last degree of Taurus. And that last degree, that's the anaretic degree, which is the universe saying, time's up. Something has to move. And then Uranus, the planet of disruption and awakening, like major disruption and awakening, moved into Gemini for the first time in over 80 years. It's what's considered a generational shift. And then right behind it, Venus moved into Gemini too. And now we are 6 days away, right? Ish, yeah. 6 days from the full moon in Scorpio on May 1st. For the southeastern United States, or the east United States, I can say May 1st at 1:23 p.m. So the universe is not playing right now. And I honestly don't feel like I don't feel like the cards will either. I think we're going to see some things. I think it's going to be some emotional things. So anyway, With that said, with the astrology, this reading then, like I said, is going to be for a very specific dynamic. And if it's yours, you're going to know immediately. Letting go or walking away. And specifically for a third party situation. Third party can be anything. It can be you, a friend, a parent. It can be you, a sibling, a parent. It can be you, a lover, and another lover. We're going to get into the love triangle. The situation where somebody was already in a relationship and somebody else came in and woke something up in that person. Something real. And now everybody is probably somewhere painful because that's just what the sky, the universe, spirit is calling for right now, the shakeup. In this triangle, there are two people I want to get into tonight. The one who walked away and the one who let go. There's another one, the one that's frozen. We'll see which one comes out. If you're the one that walked away, I want you to hear this first, okay? You didn't leave because the love wasn't real. You left because you could see what the other person couldn't do yet. You could see that your presence, as much as it was wanted, that it was making it easier for them to stay stuck. You were the reason they didn't have to choose. And you love them enough to remove that reason. That doesn't make you wrong. And it's not the same as giving up. Regardless of the reasons that you were in this third party situation, it's one of the hardest and most selfless things actually love has ever asked a person to do. To walk away so that they could do the hard thing. But I also know that right now, especially right now, with Venus touching Neptune today, of course, the love is probably hitting different. You're wanting to perhaps reach out. You're wanting to ensure that they know that you love them. Maybe get confirmation that they love you. Neptune dissolves walls. It's what Neptune does. That dreaming. That's why when it was in Pisces for so long, whew. And today you might be feeling everything you walked away from more clearly than you have in months. That's real. It's not a sign that you made the wrong choice. That's just love doing what love does. In my opinion, based on the astrology, the sky, the universe, spirit, God, goddess, fates, whatever you want to title it as, it's saying that the love is real and leaving was right. Both things are true at the same time. And that specific combination in its own kind of grief that not everybody understands. It's the hardest thing, like I said, the most selfless thing. And it's okay to grieve the loss. It doesn't make it any less real. But then there is the other person, the frozen one. I really want to speak to that person. If you're the one that's frozen, I need you to listen. Stay with me for just a moment. Because I'm not coming at you with judgment. I'm coming at you with some truth. You are not frozen because you don't know what you want. You know exactly what you want. You're frozen because the cost of it terrifies you. The fear of failing. The fear of what people will think. the fear of hurting people you love, especially if there are young people involved, like children. And I want to say the fear is not a weakness. The weight, it is the weight of real life with real people in it. And that's a human standing at probably the most consequential crossroads of their entire life. But the universe is talking to you too. And you probably need to hear this more than anything. If you're frozen, if you're staying, you're not doing it because you're happy. You're doing it because leaving feels more dangerous than the pain of where you are. And there is a difference between a relationship and the fear of leaving one. A big difference. Doesn't necessarily make it easier, and I get that. Everybody gets that. But there is a difference between a full relationship and walking away in a healthy way. Being in the third party was toxic. It's not healthy. But departing from a position that no longer serves you and no longer serves the other person, because if you're happy, or if you were happy, well, things wouldn't have transpired the way that they did. There's more than one person that gets hurt in this situation. Everybody does. But Saturn in Aries right now, this is the lesson to stop waiting for permission. And understand, I'm not condoning third party situations. It's not what I'm saying. I am condoning walking forward on your path and doing what is best for you, because ultimately that is what will be best for everyone. There is a difference. Again, the world is never going to line up and tell you it's okay. I'm not going to tell you it's okay. The judgment you're afraid of, it's coming either way. From yourself, from others, from the people directly involved. People who are brave enough to choose their real life will always be, they'll always be judged by people who weren't. And again, that's because it hurts. It's painful. It's not supposed to be easy. Even if you were completely unattached. Well, actually, I've never met a person who was. Because all of us identify with something as part of our identity. A job, a family, children, a spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, a style even. And when you come into relationship with someone else, or you meet someone, this puts everything that you feel that you're confident in about yourself and everything that you know about yourself, it puts it in a third party. There is a matter of having to let go of an old version of yourself and step into a new version of yourself for the sake of the union that it is that you're wanting to walk into. Again, there are ways to do this in a much more healthier way. But if you're the people that met and it was love, and there was no way that it wasn't going to be love, this is for you, okay? Jupiter is also in Cancer. Understand that. Jupiter is expanding everything around home and children right now. And what Jupiter is illuminating is this. And it's hard, okay? But children feel the truth of their home, even when the adults are holding to, trying, or maybe are, as best as they can, holding it together on the outside. They feel the truth no matter what, though. The stability think that you're protecting them with, they already know. Kids always know. And then we have the full moon. So let's talk about this full moon, because it's heavy. I mean, it's all heavy. It stays heavy. Because this full moon, this lunation on May 1st, yeah, it was basically written into existence for this exact type of situation. Scorpio rules everything we share with another person. The deep stuff, the soul level stuff, contracts of intimacy. What happens when two people merge? And it rules transformation through endings. And the sun is sitting in Taurus, directly across from it, when this full moon takes place, obviously. Taurus rules my body, my worth, my stability, what I actually possess versus what I'm just clinging to out of habit or fear. So this full moon, then, is asking everyone in this situation the same question. Yes, everyone, third party or not. Same question, different angles. For the one, it's asking the person who's frozen. Are you in a relationship, or are you in the fear of leaving it? Because those are two completely different places to live. For the person who walked away, it's asking, can you trust that your leaving was the catalyst and not the ending? That's it. This full moon does not let things stay hidden. Whatever has been buried in either person, it is coming to the surface the first day of freaking May. In a conversation, in a feeling, in something that finally cannot be unseen. And then we have that bigger picture of Uranus and Gemini. It's the bigger picture that I think both people, all three people, need to hear. Uranus just entered Gemini. Uranus in Gemini rewires the brain. The old thought loops, the ones that have been running on repeat, the old conversations that took place for 7 years. Like, I just talked about this in another video, but 7 years was a conversation that Uranus was having, has now completely just said, no more. It's all being disrupted. New information is coming in. New perspectives are like a semi. They're coming through. That frozen mind is starting to thaw. Not necessarily because the decision gets made overnight, but because of the frequency of the entire era just changed. Some connections, some relationships, some love. It was built in the chapter of Taurus. It was built for the Taurus chapter. The depth, the awakening, the lesson of what real love even feels like. And that was necessary and it was real. But the Gemini chapter requires a very different kind of love. Doesn't make it any less real. And in fact, it can be that same love. Understand that. But that love, Gemini says, it's now one that needs to be free. It doesn't live in secret. It's one that actually gets to exist in the light. And Uranus is asking everybody, every single one of us, if you are in a love connection, if you are looking for a love connection, if you have met your love connection, regardless of the situation, are you going to evolve with this new frequency, or are you going to keep replaying the old one over and over and over again? Because Uranus is done talking. That old conversation, it's over. It's a brand new way of being, brand new way of thinking, a brand new way of coming into who you really are, your most authentic self. And that is and should have always been, but is especially now the priority. You have to be your most authentic self to give to anybody, period. Children, a lover, a job. If you are not nurturing, if you are not being, if you are not presenting yourself in your most authentic nature that you can possibly, you can still have tact and be authentic, by the way. It doesn't mean just go balls to the wall, excuse the phrase, but if you're not that, you're not giving your all to any of those things that you're saying that you're identifying with. And that is exactly how you know that you are staying in fear versus walking authentically in the life that you feel most is you, is your heart, is your North Star. So that's where we are. That's the universe. That's the energy of the cards that are going to be pulled today. For the love of everything. Let's see what comes through. I've got 2 decks shuffled. I want to do this one real quick. I know this is a heavy, heavy topic, and it is not one that people are comfortable with. No one is comfortable with this. Not even the people in this situation. Trust and believe. We live in a different time. A different time. We're going to start being honest about these times. We're going to start talking about it. Let's start being transparent about it. It doesn't make it hurt any less. It doesn't make one thing right or one thing wrong. We're just going to stop sugarcoating it. Okay. So, I will start with the Oracle. And then we'll get into the Tarot. But I want 2 Oracle cards. Please, Spirit, Goddess, Gods, Universe, my guides. 1 card for the person who walked away. What do you need to know about the courage that it took to leave? The change in the wind. And 1 card for the person that's frozen. Frozen? I swear, never fails. Ha! A leg up. How appropriate is this card for the person that's frozen? Polar bears in the Arctic. Really? I mean, Spirit has a very, very, very cool sense of humor sometimes. Cruel too, but cool as well. Let's get it with it. So for 12, a change in the wind. The essential meaning of this card is that for the person, remember, who had to walk away, a sense that unseen change has been initiated. Preparation for a storm. Awareness that your plans are not on firm ground. Feeling a shift. Uncertainty about which direction the winds will blow. For the courage it took to walk away. The Oracle's message. It's human nature to yearn for certainty and resist change. To want the world to remain consistent like a zebra's stripes. Yet nothing in human experience is black and white, nor will anything remain static. The one thing guaranteed is change. Now is a time of transformation as outer conditions are temporarily moving out of sync with your desires and expectations. Stay the course and remember that even storms serve to clear the air, scatter seeds, and nourish the soil for better things ahead. Life is about to get interesting. Anticipate it with curiosity as you wonder what is coming in on the shifting winds. The unknown is where the magic lies. And for the person frozen, 34, a leg up. The essential meaning: you're receiving help, delegating authority, interdependence. For you, Frozen One, you've come to a point where going it alone is no longer optimal for you. Life has a way of presenting you with the perfect people to align with, who can give you a leg up during this next phase of your journey. Help comes to you in all the areas of your life where you need a boost. The trick is to accept that aid so freely given. When you embrace interdependence, allowing teamwork and independence to commingle, miracles happen. Now is such a time. And for those of you that watched the really long reading from the other day with all the astrology, there is a conversation that is coming, or a feeling of finally we're working together. Finally, this is the time. All right. So one more shuffle here. I'd like to do a few cards for the person that felt that they needed to walk away. Oh, you, my dear, with the heavy heart, full heart, nothing but the heart. Queen of Cups. Let's Queen of Cups, the one who felt like she had to walk away. So much love. Oof. Ten of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. Feeling like the burden with this person was heavy indeed. Did I say the Knight of Pentacles? King of Pentacles. The burden between the two of you. You felt like it was too much to carry. You were at the point where all this love, and you felt that the person wasn't going to move. This was the burden. Like you were pushing trees up a hill. Oh. And so the Queen of Wands enters the chat. This could literally, Spirit, I feel, well, Ten of Cups, Wheel of Fortune. This could be the third party itself, but I ask Spirit for the one who walked away. If you are the Queen of Cups in this situation, if this is you, a feminine energy, so much love, feeling like you were pushing trees up a hill, healing, and wish fulfillment. Taking action felt like the only thing that you could do to achieve your Ten of Cups. And the Wheel of Fortune had to turn. It felt like a need of control. This could be a double-edged sword for you. Wish fulfillment, broken heart. What you thought was going to bring happiness could be hurting you. You may have realized that this person was not going to move, but this could also be the only thing that brought on the healing. So you're feeling it, mourning that loss that we talked about. The hardest thing that you feel like you've ever had to do. Ever. To walk away from the person that you love. But this brings forth some sort of action, some sort of communication. I just don't think you see it right now. Because you feel the pain of everything that's transpired. Those Two of Cups are still standing. Justice is here. This could be in the form of something legal. communications about something legal. There are divine partners here. There's a King of Swords, King of Wands that has come through. There's a Nine of Pentacles. The independence, knowing that you can do it. But this could be talking to the masculine now. If you're the masculine that walked away, I'm saying that because we have that coupled with the King of Wands, also a King of Action. And timing. Looking at the timing of everything, the person who decided that they wanted to enter into this relationship when maybe they hadn't yet been free of another relationship, which is what we're talking about. You may also feel like time is the thing that is going to help you to take the action. But this is for the person who wanted to walk away in order to walk towards their person. And there's a wish granted. Hope. And again, I hear healing. Hope, healing. This does not mean that it comes in the form of the person that you were hoping it would, but I cannot make it. Chariot. Ten of Pentacles and Temperance. You're being asked to keep the faith. Maybe it's not with the person that you hoped it would be with, but I do think that no matter what we are seeing is that you coming to the realization that you couldn't make somebody move. You couldn't hold them through the process. You couldn't make somebody choose. You couldn't be the thing that unthawed them. Realizing that, accepting that. Saying you no longer participate, that's big. And that could be what leads to your Ten of Pentacles. So now I want to do for the one who's frozen. The one who's frozen, Spirit. Goddess, God's universe, the person who's frozen in their situation. We have the star energy again. The Nine of Pentacles here again. Nine of Pentacles. Talking to Spirit. Trying to find the way to be fair to everybody. This is what's kept you frozen from the beginning. The one who's frozen. The one who's frozen, Spirit. What's the message for the one who's frozen in this situation? There's an offer coming in, maybe from Spirit, maybe from that friend. I mean, that could literally be what this Six of Pentacles is about. The one who's frozen. Finding strength and courage. Finding strength and courage. You could be dealing with the Leo. I mean, King and Queen of Wands. The Cups and the Pentacles are pretty even, though. But this is definitely for the one who's frozen. Finding the courage. Finding the strength. Knowing that you can do the hard thing. There is an opportunity here. We have an Ace of Pentacles. It's being gifted to you. We have the Temperance card again. You too are trying to find the balance here. You're doing the work. The person that's frozen. So for the person who walked away, you need to hear that. The work is being done. Just may not be with you together. Oof. If it's meant to come back out, it will. That was the Three of Cups. can often represent a third-party situation. King of Cups. Now we had the Queen of Cups over here for the person who walked away. We've got the King of Cups for the person who's staying. Frozen, sorry. King of Wands. So this is the same person, I think. The two sides, the duality, and this may be what the Temperance card is all about. You have to find a way to bridge the gap, and maybe you're doing that now. You've got kings here. You're not acting as a page. You're literally stuck in your king's element. This is heart. This is passion. This can be joy and sadness as well as action and determination. For the person that's frozen. For the person that's frozen. You know where you're supposed to be. This is your heart center. This is cosmic union. Cosmic union. For the person that's frozen. Ace of Wands. I mean, it's like new beginning, new beginning, new beginning. I heard how. That seems to be the theme. How. Queen of Wands, Seven of Wands. You take the walk. It's like, it's not the same as the Fool, but it's a very Fool-like card here. The Seven of Wands. There's your Queen of Wands. So again, there's your divine match here. But you have to take the leap. It's a leap of faith. You can still walk carefully across, but it has to be a step that you're willing to at least try. If you fail, well, we'll get into it when we clarify. To at least try. I heard, even if only for you, there's something amazing on the other side. Four of Wands, a foundation, it's a party. The Hermit and the Empress. It's everything that you knew. You knew it was on the other side. That's what I heard. You knew it was on the other side. That doesn't stop you from being frozen, though, does it? So how does the frozen thaw? Uranus and Gemini, we know that's helping. How does the frozen thaw? That's Jupiter. Wheel of Fortune again. I mean, that's double. These are two different decks. You all are witnesses here. The universe is not going to give you a choice. You're going to have to dedicate yourself to something, commit yourself to something, whether it's staying where you are and repeating the cycle or taking the leap of faith. The person who's frozen does not get to stay frozen. And I mean, this message is strong. It doesn't matter. Listen, I don't know where you are in your story. I don't know who specifically this is for, but I am telling you that it does not matter what you commit to in the end. Whatever you commit to, though, you will have to commit. Leaving, staying, repeating the cycle, starting a new journey. But I'm telling you, the universe is telling you that you are protected. This Eight of Wands and this Ten of Wands and this Ten of Wands is very different. This is something that is real, something that's cultivated, something that is growing, that has the potential to sustain. It also has the fragility. If you don't take the cover, if you don't take care, if you don't plant the seeds, oh, what did we just talk about? The seeds in the wind, right? A change in the wind. If you don't nurture them, it can fall apart. But this is not, that's not what this is. That's not what your side is telling me. I mean, it's nothing but action. This Five of Wands, it's not a regular Five of Wands. Look at that. There's not a single look of like conflict or ill will on these faces. Eight of Wands, 10 of Wands, 5 of Wands. That's a 22 in total, right? I can count. 5 and 8, yes? No. Wait, right? Why can't I count all of a sudden? Wait, that's 13. I'm dumb. 23, 5, change, right? What in the world? Who's like this? God. Me. That's who. 13. Oh, and there's 9. So 23. I mean, like wands, wands, wands. 5 to 4. The person who's frozen, what can they do? Oh, you're not even seeing it. You're not even seeing it. Stuck. But the universe, I mean, this Wheel of Fortune, we're going to clarify. This Wheel of Fortune says that you don't get to stay there. The Wands are action cards. Yeah, 10 of Cups. The offer that's given to you is the 10 of Cups. The offer that you don't see. Holding your book, journaling. It is what would sustain you. That 10 of Wands, 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. Anything else for the person that's stuck, Spirit? What can they do? I just keep hearing follow your bliss. Follow your bliss. That is what will sustain you. 4 of Pentacles. Wondering if they'd even accept you. Oh, so there's been silence. You feel like you've been ignored. You're ignoring and you feel like you've been ignored, and you're wondering if there was even anything left to accept. 2 of Wands. There's always a door to walk through. There's always a way. Whatever you commit to. Justice. Again. Anything else, Spirit? Okay. All right. So, the one who walked away, the one who walked away, and the one that's frozen. Let's see. The one who walked away. And I'll tell you in a minute the reason I'm not talking about the other person. Walking away versus letting go, right? The one who let go. If you let go, you're not in turmoil. For the person who walked away but didn't let go, and the person who's frozen, they're in turmoil. So, What's the advice for the person that walked away, Spirit? The person that's walked away. What's the advice? What can they do during this time? Because they didn't let go. They just physically walked away. Queen of Swords. What's the advice, Spirit? Queen of Swords. Stand firm in your truth. Stand firm in your truth. I'll show you, sorry. The advice for the person who walked away. Stand firm in your truth. Is that it? I mean, sometimes it is that simple. Eight of Cups and Nine of Swords. There's something about, again, don't give up. There's something about, it's a very different Eight of Cups. Looking at the cups. Having hope and being tired. Exhausted. Nine of Swords is typically like a never-ending nightmare, but as you can see, it's not quite the same here. This is more like a Nine of Wands to me. Make it make sense, please, Spirit. The advice for the person who walked away. I said stand in the truth, in their truth. Don't pull. Things are about to change. A reset. Be the Fool. Five of Pentacles to the Ace of Cups. Wishing on every star. There is a new beginning here. The Fool to the Ace of Cups. Wishing on every star in the Ace of Cups. The advice, Spirit. You've got to be the Fool. Don't give up. I just keep hearing don't give up. Two of Cups. Ace of Cups to the Two of Cups. I also heard that for the person who walked away, you may need to let go. Ten of Swords. There's a path ahead. There's a path ahead. Three of Cups. What does the Three of Cups have to do with the advice? It's an ending to the third party. There's a different path. The Two of Cups, Ten of Swords, and Three of Cups. What's the advice here, Spirit? What can this person do? And I just keep hearing, just keep walking. Just keep walking. There's a Tower, there's a Five of Cups, and there's a Magician. Things are changing for everybody, whether you like it or not. Five is change. Tower, Magician. You did something. Catalyst is a good word. All right. Catalyst is a good word. Anything else for the person who walked away, Spirit? Any other advice? There's something that you can totally maneuver here. Your thoughts are defining what happens next. Your thoughts are defining what happens next. Believe those stories you tell yourself. Those are the ones that will come true the most. So be careful. The Moon and the King of Swords. There's the match again. Different match this time. Something with the full moon, perhaps. The number 18. The truth is coming. The truth is coming. Ace of Wands. Again, brand new opportunity. This is a hopeful one. All right, Spirit, for the person who's frozen. For the person who's frozen. What's the advice for the person that's frozen? Yep, I want to do that. Sorry, I want to use the same cards. For the person who's frozen, Spirit. For the person who's frozen. What are they allowed to know, Spirit, for the person who's frozen? For the person who's frozen, the advice. How do they become unstuck? How do they get unstuck? Truth. Truth and change. Different vibe with this deck. Understand that. So the Seven of Swords is not like the other Seven of Swords. This isn't about sneaking away in the middle of the night or day and, you know, taking what you can carry and leaving the rest behind. This is about the truth that stands tall. This is about the support. So Six of Swords then are about typically moving from calmer or shakier waters to calmer waters, right? Shakier? Wow. It's fine. These are the words that are coming out. This is also standing in support behind. And to me, this is healing on both sides. This is the truth. The healing that needed to take place. The heartache, the healing, the fire, the resolve. There's resolve. I think that's the key word. And then these Five of Swords is very much standing. And it just feels like solidarity. But there also can be a block. But 5 has changed, so the block does not stay. Spirit, what is that advice then? The truth and healing. The truth and healing. The truth and stagnation. Oh, the truth and stagnation. The truth and stagnation. What is the advice for the person? The truth and stagnation is that the tower is falling. It's more like the person on the tower is falling, just so we're clear. The tower itself is pretty steady in this card. But the person on the edge is very unsafe. It's a very flimsy, branches that are keeping up these balconies. So you can still look at it that way. What's the advice? What's the thing that gets the person unstuck? Knight of Pentacles. Doing the hard thing. The Knight of Pentacles is the most dependable, resilient even, knight of the entire deck. Moves forward at their own pace, sure, but they move forward nonetheless. The star is their guide, their North Star. That pentacle. What's the, how do they become unstuck? Time, Seven of Pentacles. Time. Hermit. Going within. You climb the mountain. But the Hermit comes down from the mountain. The Hermit doesn't stay. I heard a path. What is that? A pathless chosen? No, a path. Oh, I don't know. What are the words? A path less chosen? No, can't be right. Is this? Anything else for the person who's stuck, frozen? What can they do? What's their advice? Oh, choose and stick to it. That's what okay, choose and stick to it. 6 of Cups. Really? Choose and stick to it. If it was that simple for them, yeah, the Lovers. Wow. There's something here about a love that's grown. There's only the 6 of Cups, right? Like this isn't it's not a generational, it's not necessarily years and years and years of growth. This is a smaller tree. There's only the 6 Cups. I'll show you again. And then the Lovers. It's the love that you've grown, the love that you've built, the love that you've given. Two of Swords, 3 of Cups, and the Page of Swords. You're being asked to be very brave right now. And I think that you're finding it. This little dude, or dudette, or person, this little person holding the very, very big sword. Choose. The universe is not going to let you stay stuck. The universe is saying you will have to make a choice. There's the Empress. 6 of Swords. Another path. The Empress. Another path and the Empress. Oh. 6 of Swords to the 3 of Pentacles. This is your back and forth. Spirit, I'm going to need you to shake this person. It's not funny, but it's funny. From the 3 of Pentacles, watching the paint dry, to the 10 of Cups. What is their actual... All right. We're just going to... We're going to ask the question that I didn't want to ask. Spirit, can this person become unstuck? Can this person actually move out of their frozen state? Temperance, Queen of Wands. There is something about this Queen of Wands. That's a yes. Okay, if they can move out of their frozen state, how? They have to do the thing they didn't think they would do. That's what I heard with the Devil and the Ace of King of Cups. Sorry. They have to walk the path. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry because it's frustrating for me to look at this, right? Like as the reader, I mean, I feel this and I can only imagine. It's the scariest path you've ever taken in your life, and you just have to commit to it. Once you commit to it, the opportunities, everything opens up. Clear skies, a clear path. Pages are like aces. The burden is done then. That 10 of Wands again. It's done. Alright, I want to do one last thing and then we're cutting it. Spirit. For the two people. One that walked away. One that's frozen. What's the most likely outcome here? What's the most likely outcome here? I don't know who it's for. Victory. Two of Cups. Whoever this is, I wish you all the luck. I wish you all the peace. I wish you all the happiness. And I hope for the sake of everybody involved that you truly nourish the self so that you can then nourish those that are in proximity of you. And that you truly find peace and happiness. And that you truly remember that you're protected no matter what. No matter what, okay? Wherever you are in this situation, whether you're the one who walked away or the one who's still sitting in the in-between, just remember the universe is not punishing you. It's moving you, okay? And the Scorpio full moon on May 1st is not here to destroy anything. It's here to complete something, to illuminate what's real, and to give everybody in this situation the chance to finally tell themselves the truth. I love this community. I hope somebody got what they needed from this. Please don't forget, like, subscribe. If this resonated, drop a comment and tell me which seat you're sitting in right now. If you're not afraid and you're ready to move forward boldly, because I see you in both of these people. I see us all in both of these people at one point in our lives in some form or fashion. That said, I'll see you before the full moon.